Raleigh's, everybody. My first time here. Let's make sure it's not my last. But I guess that's up to me. All right. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Well, some of you know me from the band Eddie from Ohio. I played with them for 31 years. Maybe some of you don't. I thought I'd start off with an EFO song. It holds the distinction of being our least requested song. Enjoy. A spider of bungee cords holds down your life on the roof of your AMC Rambler, heading out west to less soiled pastures like the fields that you see on the postcards that say wish you were here, but since you were there, you just take these folks at their word. But when you move there, there's nobody there except a Walmart and 3 yogurt places. No pain, no problem. Don't need no kick in the rear. No pain over yonder. That means there's no problem here. A network of welcomers, they all want your business because your new phone number's listed. But they wait to call until you have supper, and they even know you by your first name. They say, glad that you're here. Now, give us your visa. You just take these folks at their word. So you unload your problems while eating your yogurt until you hear a dial tone. No pain, no problem. A mantra that rings in my ear. No pain over yonder. That means there's no problem here. A lifetime of bungles, a trophy for spelling, some art that blew up in the kiln, and it's glued back together with Elmer's and tears. It holds pencils. It looks like your uncle. And a yearbook from 8th grade and your old retainer. And a slide whistle shaped like an ostrich. And 1,000 odd notes that share the same box. All spill out like guts on the highway. Now you think that the sound of key modulation creates this illusion of hope. The end must be happy. The end must be near. But that's not the case we have here. Sometimes we change, and sometimes we don't. Where there's a will, there's a won't. So let's have 3 cheers for our status quo. No pain, no problem. We need to work on our cheer. No pain left to ponder. That means there's no problem here. That means there's no problem here. No pain, no problem. Yeah! There was a time I saw me on a float, showered by the ticket tape, kissing hands and shaking babies, weekends in the hills and summers on the Cape. There was a time I saw me on a colt, showered by the outlaw shells, keeping peace and shaming villains. Could someone tell me where I fell? Where I fell? I don't really need an answer. I'm not looking for a friend at all. If you don't mind, I'm gonna stand here, right here, 'cause I know that this is my after all. There was a time I saw me on a cake, showered by some bags of seed, ever after into a limo for 2 or 3 or 4 more weeks. see myself on a John Deere rig, keeping up with my massive lawn. Ever after in a rummage sales, could someone tell me what went wrong? What went wrong? I don't really need an answer. I'm not looking for a banana. If you don't mind, I'm gonna stand here right here, 'cause I know that this is my after all. I see myself on a long-used couch. I see myself passing out. I see myself in a long bag line. I see a man with a face like mine, but there I am in the rearview mirror, and there's a child who's sitting here. I see myself as I am today, barely an inch from yesterday. Was that yesterday? I don't really need an answer. I'm not looking for a banana. If you don't mind, I'm gonna stand here right here. Stand here right here. Stand here right here. 'Cause I know, 'cause I know, 'cause I know that this is my after all. Well, and our pregame with Raleigh in weeks leading up to this night, I told him how I do things. He told me how he does his thing here, and we've come up with a pretty good game plan tonight. I do a lot of house concerts, and this is a new one to me, and I love the whole vibe and the whole setup. I said, but I really like to just do one big set as opposed to two sets with a break. It just works out best, and Raleigh was cool with that. So that's what we're going to do tonight, just one big power set, no less music for you consumers out there. And we'll have a good time. So it brings me to my last song. You guys have been wonderful. It's been a lot of fun. Don't forget Raleigh, your bartender working hard for there. Get home safely, everybody. This is off my new album. Tonight's the Haymarket release date. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. I often rush to a compliment when I should take the wrong way. Sometimes no word said at all is the very best thing to say. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. Important how I choose my words, or I'm gonna pay the price. If I tell a girl, hey, you smell, I better add the word nice. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. I often spread to a compliment when I should take the long way. Sometimes no word said at all is the very best thing to say. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. I misspoke. I have learned the one thing I'm believing. Better to ask how long you're staying rather than when are you leaving. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. People pleasing is my aim, but it sure don't go that way. When I have dug myself a hole, keep digging is what they say. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. Oh, such is my tortured life for being so obtuse. I must love my foot inside my mouth or dig the taste of shoes. I sure would like to lose these doggone wrong way blues. Even answering questions, I'm put to the test. Like, does this dress make me look fat? I say no, it's just a big dress. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. I beeline to a compliment and I get stung on the way. I think it's time to zip my lips, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. Oh, I try to say the right thing. Folks seem to take the wrong way. Yeah. Story of my life. I'm going to do one off. This is my encore now. I was having this pregame. I think I was talking to Danielle, or was it keeping me honest about the albums I've come out with, and I've cheated by getting a head start on my 60th album, because I've been putting them out in increments of my birthday, starting with my 40th. That was my first album. And then one for my 50th. And it's just been such a great decade. I don't want to wait till my 60th, so I've had a couple recordings come out. Like an EP, I put out as a result of all that downtime back in 2020. You know what I'm talking about? I got some songs about that too. But it got me time to do some writing. I'm from Charlottesville, Virginia. Hold for applause? No, none at all. Not with a hokey crowd, no. This is tech orange, I'll have you know. All right. Okay, says Amber. Yeah, right. This is a hokey capo here as well. But one song I've been wanting to write since I moved down to Charlottesville in 2008. I've been to the same address. I live right next to the Ravenna River. That's you guys have the Nude River in Blacksburg, and we've got the Ravenna River running through Charlottesville. Such a pretty sounding river. I just thought it needed a song. So here we go. Live several hundred feet above the river that runs through town. Take a biblical proportion flood for me to hear its sound. It'd have to rain 1,000 days and nights and not let up at all. Not drops but constant sheets like an endless waterfall. Roll, river, roll, Ravenna, love to say your name. Roll, Ravenna, roll, roll down to the James. Roll down to the James. I walked a dog who once was mine down by the river banks. A chance who stretches for old legs and me to offer up some thanks. A sore worker tending to the land said that dog needs a lead. I told him sorry about my aging hound. He said, nah, there's no need. Love to say your name. Roll, Ravenna, roll down to the James. Roll down to the James. I had a dream that the river rose and touched my house's back. That's bad news for my valley friends. They wouldn't stand a chance. So late at night I walked on down to make sure she was calm. I skipped stones and reached right down, held some river water in my palm. River, roll, Ravenna, love to say your name. Roll, Ravenna, roll down to the James. Roll down to the James. you. So did everybody have a good shutdown pandemic? I'm still working on my stage patter for that. But as kind of evidence before, it afforded me a lot of time to get some writing done, and writing I did. That's what I kind of did to keep sane in that shutdown time. Got a lot of songs written, and I'll be inflicting some of those results on you this evening. Like this one. And some actually speak to the actual theme of the shutdown. Y'all remember that from 2020? Good, about 2 years or so? Good times, right? Good times. And I'll be bringing this up a couple times tonight because it's informed my songs. I take part in this songwriting night on Mondays in Charlottesville. I'm the host of this. It's an open mic, but it's for songwriters. And one thing we do as a writing group is that we have a prompt every week. Sometimes I come up with it, sometimes the participants do. And I'm part of a 3-piece band that backs people up if they want accompaniment. And it's fun. It's inspired me to write a couple times to the theme. And just on the cusp of that shutdown, I don't know what you guys were thinking the week before. This is how I was thinking. I had a buddy that felt the same way, that, when we get back in 2 weeks, Yeah. And we were kind of wrong on that. But he said, when we get back in 2 weeks, this is what our prompt should be. How could something so small make something so big? That's a great idea. I got writing right away in anticipation of those 2 weeks coming to a close. So this is called, How Could Something So Small Make Something So Big? New York City, November 65, oh, the lights went out, yes, the lights went out. A small electric park near Niagara Falls caused a power out, yes, a power out. The whole Northeast had more than a glitch. Life got interrupted by a relay switch. A quarter of the country got to bitch, bitch, bitch. How could something so small make something so big? I can't make sense of it all, but I got a wealth of time to think. I don't know science, no engineering gig. I don't do math, especially trig. How could something so small make something so big? I put my baby boy to bed back in early 95, and his lights went out, yes, his lights went out. He woke up in an hour, I said, man alive, I went to check him out, I lifted up my angel, something smelled crappy. I didn't want to, but I looked into his nappy. Believe you and me, neither one of us was happy. How could something so small make something so big? I can't make sense of it all, but I got time to contemplate the stink. Now, I'm no doctor, no pediatric gig, but my baby's gotta grow so he'll eat like a pig. How could something so small make something so big? Well, the brain bone connected to the ear bone connected to the cell phone connected to the ozone. And that's how much I know. That's how much I know. Well, I'm penning a tune on a Saturday night 'cause the work ran out. Yes, the work ran out. The world's staying home in a state of fright. No one's going out. No one's going out. The earth caught the flu, but how did it start? A bug spread fast, now it's off the chart. Fingers started pointing and it's tearing us apart. How could something so small make something so big? I can't make sense of it all, but I got a lot of time to think. Friends lost work, I lost gigs, avoiding one another and staying in our digs. How could something so small make something so big? I can't make sense of it all, but I got a wealth of time to think. Getting stir crazy, feeling kinda wig. Please tell me it's a joke and the whole thing's rigged. Please? How could something so small make something so big? How could something so small make something so big? very much. Are all the standing people comfortable? Do we have chairs for them at all, or beer crates or anything? Or perhaps a guitar case or two? Okay.
There are some chairs and
There's some
stools in the back,
stools?
and we're happy to rotate.
Yeah. Because it's a really long and painful set. And I don't want any lower lumbar back problems. I know how things are at my age. So I'm sitting. So, back to the pandemic. So I have yet another song that's inspired by those crazy, unprecedented times. Who's ready to retire the word unprecedented? I know I am. Danielle, you're with me? Bingo. We got. Is there a synonym for unprecedented, just to give us a variety? Oh, look at this. We got people sitting now. I feel better. My songs are better when your butt's down, I find. I got a lot of songs about the gluteus maximus. It's important. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I feel better. So anyway, we talked about the science, the germ, the thing that caused all the craziness. But it also, what it sparked was a whole other kind of science, social science, and our behaviors, I found. And speaking of language and unprecedented language, prior to March 2020, did anyone ever have use for the term social distancing in a sentence prior to March 2020? Anybody? I've been canvassing crowds for a long time, and no one has. And hopefully we won't have to again. But what I've realized, and maybe you might agree or disagree, I think the practice, sometimes it's just a matter of finding a word for something that's existed all along. Like we were talking about gaslighting on the way up. I mean, there's been gaslighting, but now that we have a word for it, we say it all the time. But social distancing, I would submit to you that the act of social distancing has been around a long time. We just didn't have a word for it. And maybe it wasn't for reasons of fear of contamination or catching anything, but just for other reasons. That's why I wrote this song, which I'd like to send out to Amber. It's an all-ages show, everybody. I'd like to send this out to Raleigh and Amber's neighbors. It's called I Just Wave. There's old Mr. Tracy. I'm glad he's wearing pants. I'm walking past his driveway. I'm taking a big chance. He'd talk the heads off Rushmore and not make any sense. If I stay out of earshot, it's my one and only defense. He's old and mean just like his dog, who I outrun every time I jog. Good dog, good dog, good dog, good dog. You won't catch me today, no, I just wave. I smile and wave. Quickly hurrying back to my man cave. I keep a friendly distance and behave. I just wave, oh, I just wave. There's the family Wymans. They work for themselves. They market stuff from their garage that's stacked up on their shelves. They always try to sell me that they're better than Amway. I pretend that I can't hear them and I run the hell away. They text me daily to join their dream. They're not as bad as a pyramid scheme, and their matching sweaters make me scream. I never know what to say, so I just wave. I smile and wave. Quickly hurrying back to my man cave. I pay HOA dues and I behave. I just wave, oh, I just wave. There's old Debbie Resnick. Her husband's out of town. I don't think that's the stink eye as she eyes me up and down. She talks and she's not afraid of neighbors' chat or even getting caught. She's always dressed for going to bed. Even when she's working on her flower bed, she sure do make my face turn red. I think she's really hot. But I just wave. I smile and wave. Quickly hurrying back to my man cave. Don't call me a home wrecker, I behave. I just wave, oh, I just wave. I just wave, oh, I just wave. One more time, I just wave, oh, I just wave. I don't get asked to do weddings. I don't know why. Not for lack of trying, and maybe it's my lack of love songs. I don't know. But we do have for a prompt coming up this Monday, someone offered up this idea, love triangle. And I've written a song for that. It's not ready for performance yet. It will be by Monday. And I got a couple love triangle songs. And I teach a songwriting class, and as I tell the song class, it's a very common theme to write love songs. But the challenging thing to help your song stand out from other love songs is, well, what can you do to make it interesting, to make it different from every other love song that's ever been written? Stay away from cliches and roses are red, violets are blue, and stuff like that. And it's sometimes it's changing the scenery, the setting, leaning on clever metaphors, but sometimes it's the cast of characters. Maybe add an extra character, that other woman, the boy toy on the side, the third party, the menacing third party that kind of makes for sort of a different dynamic in that love story, bringing on those great themes of resentment, crippling depression, and justifiable homicide. There's also another kind of third party, not quite the home-wrecking other person. There's the lurker, the creep, the one who looks in on the relationship with hopes that it will end soon, so he can pounce. That would be played by me. That's my role, is the creep. That's what I do. I've been typecast like that in life. I don't know why I can't get any other roles, but I'm trying. There's a developmental deal right now, but we're in negotiations. So this is a song with that kind of idea in mind. Happy Valentine's Day. This is called Your Boyfriend. I don't like the way he treats you, the way a horse treats a fly, or with a verbal attack or an occasional whack, and you say that he's a complicated guy. That's not the way that I see it. I'm glad to take him out. Now in the back of my car, take a look inside. We got a big body to hide. We gotta bury your boyfriend. He wasn't worthy of you, unlike me. So what say we grab a shovel or two? Where can we bury your boyfriend? I got a bucket of lime. We've got a lot today, cause the sucker was big, but I will make the time. You say that he makes you laugh. How the hell does he do that? His jokes all consist of a rim-shot fist, and you're calling it a lover's spat. That's not the way that I see it. And I'm funnier than him. Now take a look at my trunk, take a big whiff. We gotta unload this stuff. We gotta bury your boyfriend. He brought you nothing but hurt. He always put you down and he cheated around. It's time to cheat or eat dirt. Where can we bury your boyfriend? The guy you never even liked. We'll put him 6 inches down, his ass above the ground, so I can park my bike. She says that she wants him back. As far as I'm concerned, he can have her. It's come to pass, nice guys finish last. I just lost to a cadaver, that's the way that I see it. I'm still funnier than him. But this is real life, it ain't no scrimmage. Girls love the bad boy image. We gotta dig up her boyfriend. I should have never interfered, but he's the one she chose. What? Nah. We gotta dig up her boyfriend. The jerk belly disappeared, but he's the one she chose to watch him decompose, and I'm out of here. Thank you. Have me back, Raleigh, and I'll play you the actual song I got for this Monday. I'm looking forward to playing. Okay, still no wedding offers. All right. I have my new album here, and it's 9 songs strong, and every song was born out of either the songwriting class or the Mondays at the local, so it's very much a homegrown product. This next song on the new album, I've taken it out in some Eddie from Ohio shows, a few years old, and it was born out of one of those prompts on the Monday night. It's a pretty cool prompt, too. Inspired me to write. And the prompt was, write a song using a headline from your daily newspaper. And I had just seen the coolest headline in the Washington Post. I saw it online. Maybe you saw it too. It read as follows. China uses facial recognition software to crack down on toilet paper theft. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a song written all over that, don't you think? So this is the song that came out of that idea of working that into the song. It's entitled, China uses facial recognition software to crack down on toilet paper theft. Enjoy. The Aztecs built amazing pyramids with nothing more than human skulls and bones. Construction was a feat considering they didn't use computers or cell phones. Resourceful, like the Amish and Egyptians, because there were no scraps or garbage left. And China uses facial recognition software to crack down on toilet paper theft. Paper theft, paper theft, paper theft. The Mayans, like the Aztecs, erected some pyramids, though now they are in ruin. Instead, they left apocalyptic calendars with forecasts that turned out with nothing doing. If angered by these crap predictions, you can't complain, 'cause none of them are left. China uses facial recognition software to crack down on toilet paper theft. Paper theft, paper theft. Here's the bridge. Consider brands on your grocer's shelf, Charmin, Angel Soft, and Sky. Beware of brawny paper towels. For that purpose, you'll find it hurts a lot. La 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 la. Feel free to sing along. La 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 la, or maybe not. La 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 la. Toilet paper theft, paper theft, paper theft. One more verse. The Incans, like the Aztecs and the Mayans, are a people I do not know much about. Tourists flood to Machu Picchu for selfies as they take their cell phones out. I've not been south of the equator as sure as my father's chin is cleft. China uses facial recognition software to crack down on toilet paper theft. Paper theft, paper theft, paper theft. Thank you. Here's one. Anyone alive during the 70s out there? You're exempt. Good. Mike, you're with me, right? Okay. All right, good. Danielle, okay, good.
I was small, but I was alive.
Yeah, that's right. I was small too. That was my small decade. It's probably my smallest decade. All right. Oh, so if at least two of you can hold on. It's Colleen, you're 60s. You remember the 70s? We've compared notes. Haven't played this for a little while. See if you can tell. My parents worked in a record store. The year was 79. They fell in love, fooled around. They were just teens at the time. They made a child that they gave up on the day that I was born. The paperwork required that they name me on the form. Well, it must have been the Billboard charts, inspired by a #1 hit, that they both adored, and they shrugged their shoulders and said, that should be it. Now the couple who adopted me, they looked upon the name. They too were big fans of the song and kept it just the same. My name is My Sharona. My Sharona. Have you ever known a person with a name My Sharona? Now don't you dare call me Sharona, for goodness sake. My full name is My Sharona. Let's get that straight. Been ribbed and teased all of my life, all around the world. Probably wouldn't be half as bad if I actually were a girl with a name like My Sharona. My Sharona. Have you ever known a person with a name My Sharona? It's almost done. I have to laugh each time I hear that song, A Boy Named Sue. Did they ever say your name? Do they still sing to you? Or every time your name comes up or you walk in a room, does some jerk go boom 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 boom? Huh? I bet not. Now, if you're inclined to goof on names and you're a full adult, take time to rethink that plan and give that plan a halt. You may think your joke's unique with playful ridicule, but every joke's been told to death since his first day at school. With a name like My Sharona, come on! My Sharona. Have you ever known a person with a name My Sharona? Now you do. See. Now I'm going to do something unusual. I'm going to introduce a song that I just played. Okay, normally you do it before the song, but try to stop me. What I have to say about that song, it is a life lesson that the further you go along in life and you hear a peculiar name and you think it's cool to make a joke about it, the recipient has probably heard it many, many years. Take, for example, this new interest in my life, Colleen. She was it's been about a month and it's going swimmingly, but man, I was on thin ice there for a while and I didn't even know her last name, but boy, I was smitten. I was interested in her. We're doing the text thing. And I said, well, what is your last name? And she sent back her last name. It was the last name I'd never heard before, but one that immediately made me think of sending back something funny. Thank, send. And I wanted to retrieve it the minute I said, like, oh, she's going to say, haha, original. Click. Ghost. Heisman. And she told me she'd never heard it before. So yes! 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 And we're eloping next week. So, but she doesn't know it. So she's an awfully good sport. There was another example, but going back to the 8th grade, it was my first day of 8th grade. It was a junior high of 7th and 8th grade. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow Intermediate there in Falls Church. And I'm feeling pretty chuffed up. I'm in 8th grade now, a big 8-ball. I'm carrying my trombone. First chair. That's right. And I had a nice long walk to school. And as we're leaving the school grounds, there's a little 7th grader next to me. He's got his little clarinet. And I thought he looked familiar from band and struck up conversation with him. I said, hey, how you doing? Okay. Well, how was your first day? It's all right. Well, tried to strike up conversation. I said, well, my name's Mike. What's your name? He said, Anus. I said, like anus? He said, yeah, like the butthole. And I realized that this kid had just sat through 7 roll calls for the first time. A lot of kids that hadn't heard his name before. And I heard the misery. And as much as a goofball as I am, the last thing I wanted to do was pounce on him and make light of that. So we became fast friends. And I was friends with him throughout high school. And what I watched him do with great admiration was how he was just so good-spirited about his name. And as he got older and a little more confident. He took the ribbing very well. And we were on the same soccer team. When I was a senior and he was a junior, we were on the varsity team together. And they wrote nicknames on our lockers. And my buddy Derek went to Annis's locker and wrote, "Oh, Red Eye." And he didn't take it down. He was that kind of a good sport. He was also good friends with my younger brother, who was a year behind him. So I went off to college, James Madison University. And I got correspondence from my little brother. He said, "Hey, Annis just turned 18 years old." And the first thing he did at age 18 is he marched right down to the courthouse to change his name. He went from Annis Shacklopoulos to Rectum Shacklopoulos. All right, which is a great segue into this next song, speaking of rectums. It's on the new album, and it actually pays tribute to my two grandfathers, who could not be different in real life. They're long since gone. I think they only met once. It was probably my folks' wedding. But get this, one was a lumberjack, and the other was a proctologist. That's a great setup for a joke, and I cannot think of a punchline. I don't have a punchline to save my life. I've been thinking about it for years, but probably would have something to do with a log jam or something like that. Anyway, so I just wrote a song instead, and this is it. Oh, and another thing I like to do for you first-time listeners, which would be pretty much all of you except for Colleen, don't give anything away, but the little quiz I give to the crowd is see if you can guess which grandfather belongs to which parent. I'm going to give you some hints. Ellie, you ready? My dad is from the Pacific Northwest, where there's lots of timber. Okay? And Ricky, my mom is from the Chicago area. Have you ever been to Chicago? Yeah. There you go. Oh, Midwest, there you go. Well, driving around the interstates around Chicago and the tollways, there's a lot of assholes. One grandpa worked lumber in the Northwest scenery. The other a Chicago surgeon in proctology. They've been gone a long, long time to think about them still. A woodworker, an ass doctor, whose shoes would I fill? Charles and John, very different gents. Lumberjack proctologists, both are now past tense. Two grandpas from both sides of the fence. One left stumps, the other rumps, the father's to my rents. Grandpa John, a native of the state of Washington. He'd drink for his nutrition, he'd hunt and fish for fun. He never trusted any man who sported facial hair, and he crushed on Dolly Parton from his den recliner chair. He sure chewed me out when he caught me sitting there. Many decades later, still gives me a scare. Oh, Charles and John, very different gents. Lumberjack proctologists, both are now past tense. Two grandpas from both sides of the fence. One left stumps, the other rumps, the father's to my rants. Grandpa Charles, known to all his grandchildren as five. He worked on newborns without rectums, or else they would die. Now you may laugh, but he's a man who many have to thank. A Navy doc in World War II, Rear Admiral was his rank. He sure chewed me out for the lack of veg I ate. But he bought me a train with an oval track, though I wanted a figure eight. Oh, Charles and John, very different gents. Lumberjack proctologists, both are now past tense. Two grandpas from both sides of the fence. One left stumps, the other rumps, the father's to my rants. The two men walked, and if they ever did converse, I wonder what they said. I'm sure the shake was very firm between these two fine men. Neither one, the least concerned, reached their hands would bend. Oh, Charles and John, I'm the grandson to these gents. Lumberjack proctologists, both are now past tense. Two grandpas from both sides of the fence. One left stumps, the other rumps, the father's to my rent. Everybody! One left stumps, the other rumps, the father's to my rents. Oh, one left stumps, the other rumps, the father's to my rent. Grandpas. Yay! How's everybody holding up out there? Good. I need to hydrate myself here. Well, down in Charlottesville, we've sometimes we get in the news for not the best reasons. Little kerfuffles and skirmishes down there. And I mean, you've probably followed it in the news. There was a bit of controversy over Confederate statues in our town. And living there, I'll tell you, I know people on both sides of the issue, and they're not bad people. They just have different beliefs. And I know liberals who wanted the statues to stay. I know conservatives that wanted them to go. It just isn't that black and white an issue. But it's left... my late brother dove into our genealogy to find out, where was our family in the great conflict of the Civil War. And there's a fellow who we've suspected for a long time we might be related to because we share a last name. But we never confirmed it until he did the genealogy thing online. I think he even sent in a Q-tip swab of spit and all that. And got back a whole family tree going back to Mona Lisa. But as far as just the American history goes, turns out we are related to this guy. It might be about, 13th cousin, but his name was John Lincoln Clem. And he has a statue. And it's probably going to stay standing for now because he fought for the North, all right. And he was from Newark, Ohio, and I think they still have a little statue of him. His distinction was he was the youngest uniform officer ever in the U.S. Army. He still has the record, age 10. He was in the Army at age 10. And he was the last Civil War veteran to retire. He had a long career in the Army, like Colleen, and was the last veteran of the Civil War to retire in 1918. By then, he was a general. He served in a number of different arenas. And the other marked distinction is that around the turn of the century, he was widowed. And for his second bride, thinking this is 1900 or so, he married the daughter of a former Confederate officer, which, was pretty much bridging the gap right there. He thought it made him the most unifying American at the time, he said jokingly. So that's all you need to know. The song is about one half of my introduction just now, in length. Hope you like it. It's called, his nickname was Johnny Shiloh. And he was immortalized in song back in the Stephen Foster days, and that's how things got viral back then. They played songs from campfire to campfire so people knew about his story. And this is my updated version of his story. Speaking of Civil War fighters, I'm tied to one of them. A young soldier boy on the Yankee side named John Lincoln Clem. Most folks call him Johnny Shiloh, armed with a big old snare. A boy among men and fearless at 10, he sure wouldn't easily scare. And he drummed for the Union side, he drummed for the Union side. Gave the troops a beat for their marching feet, he drummed for the Union side. Born his bio, born in Ohio, ran away from home at age 9. Found himself fitting in the 22nd Michigan, drumming with the blue front line. Old rebel fire comet busted through his drum, Shiloh 62. The Union won the Greyhound gun, and the little drummer boy pulled through. And he fought for the Union side, he fought for the Union side. Rebel fire comet busted through his drum, he fought for the Union side. Caught in 63 by Georgia cavalry, they're laughing at the little young chap. Stripped him of his clothes and found bullet holes, 3 alone in his cap. They heard about his song, but didn't hold him long, just enough to ridicule the North. In their propaganda asked what would stop a man to hide behind us in the young babe's forth. And he took it for the Union side, he took it for the Union side. Stripped him of his clothes, found bullet holes, he took it for the Union side. Below the Southern Belt, he fought with Roosevelt and San Juan to kick a little ass. The Army gave him thanks and moved him up the ranks, and 16 retired top brass. Known far and wide when he took a second bride, the daughter of one of them. If Lincoln only saw this rebel dad-in-law of the drummer John Lincoln Clem. On Shiloh's dark and bloody ground, the dead and wounded lay. Among them was a soldier boy who banged the drum that day. And he fought for the Union side. He took it for the Union side. Gave the troops a beat, helped them to defeat. He drummed for the Union side. Do you remember the big to-do about building a Disney park out here? Was it in Gainesville? It never quite happened. It's considered sacred ground. No, we need to build a lot of shopping centers and townhomes instead, I guess. So that's how that panned out. I wonder how that amusement park would have turned out anyway. I don't know. Yeah, better. Except for this house. Raleigh and Amber's home and an amusement park around it. Just like the movie Up, right? Like the movie Up. On you guys. Okay, that's my way of putting off this controversial song. It's off the new album. It's the single. It's the one that's in heavy rotation on my parents' boombox. It wasn't quite well received when I first brought it out. I'm gonna tweak this out a little bit of feedback here. You guys just don't have enough BMI to absorb the sound. I wish. Sadly, yeah. When someone hit the dessert table here, we need to absorb some of this feedback. I think that did it. You are a great listening crowd. I really appreciate that. Unless you have earbuds in, you're ignoring me. But from here, it looks like everyone's listening. I really appreciate that. Y'all enjoying yourselves in the back? I can't see your faces. Great. So anyway, this. First two times I took out this song, first time was California, and then the second time was Massachusetts. I'm now banned in both states. We'll see what happens here in the Manassas land of Disney, right? Well, I got a little beef about the critters in the woods, a particular species, always up to no good. A song for the adults, not the boys or the girls. Cause I'm gonna swear, just don't care, wanna kill a damn squirrels. They're always jumping on the feeder, stealing seed from the birds. They get a big old snack, getting nice and fat, leaving little squirrel turds. They're always on the take, and they're always on my deck. I wish a Cooper's hawk would swoop them up, break the little squirrel neck. St. Francis, please, you've got some pull. You see to the birds and the bees and the dogs and the fleas and the chicken, cow, pigs and bull. But St. Frank, please, you gotta agree it would be a much better world. Let the creatures and beasts live in peace. Just take out the damn squirrels. Don't be fooled by their cuteness, by their nose or their tail. They're unconvicted felons, should be sitting in a little squirrel jail. They're a menace to society with unmitigated gall. Their little mugshots should be on every post office wall. When I was just a kid, they tore up a pop-up camper. They gnawed the crap out of all the burlap in the laundry hamper. Oh, my daddy, he was pissed. And my mama saw red. She said that the best kind of squirrel is squished up curled, laying on the pavement dead. St. Francis, please, oh, for goodness sake. I don't mind the killer sharks and the scorpions and the grizzly bears, bugs, and snakes, but St. Frank, please, you gotta agree it would be a much better world. Let creatures and beasts live in peace. Just take out the damn squirrels. There's no exception, no ifs, ands, or buts. For without squirrels there'd be less grief, and plus we'd have more nuts. I ain't getting monkey nuts, and they never said thanks. They went underneath the car, started chewing on the fuel line to my gas tank. I ran out of gas real fast, and I realized what had just happened. So I got my driver's seat, did a whole lot of crapping. I had fun with a BB gun for a while, but I never broke their skin. They just squeaked, darted off, came back again. I think I'd get a feral cat. Maybe get a bazooka. Second thought about that. I think I'd get a feral cat. I got a cousin in Nebraska. He said they taste real good. Throw them on the hibachi on soaked through cedar plank wood. Think I'm gonna take a pass. I'll eat rabbit instead. I don't want to live in a world where we eat squirrels. I just want to see them dead. St. Francis, please. Here's what I think. Enter first seat for me and ask God to see if they'll make the damn squirrels extinct. But St. Frank, please, you gotta agree it would be a much better world. Let the creatures in peace live in peace. Just take out the damn squirrels. Let the creatures in peace live in peace. Just take out the damn squirrels. Let the creatures in peace live in peace. Just take out the damn squirrels. So Raleigh, no one left, did they? They didn't slip out. Is that okay? We have some bird feeder people here. Tree rats. I've been hearing that a bunch lately. There are definitely some fellow detractors out there. All right, so we're good. We're still friends here, right? All right. Well, it's time to bring you down again. This is another one off the new album. One of the darker songs from a darker period. So what I do, I'm a songwriter. I'm the new kid at school, filled with doubt and stress, laying low in the classroom. Then comes recess. No one knows my skills, much less my first name. And I'm the last pick for the kickball game. Last pick. The team I'm on is struggling, choking at the plate, getting shelled on defense. Well, I just sit and wait, hoping when that ball gets rolled to me, I will put you all to shame. You'll regret I was the last pick for the game. Yes, you will. For upon my turn to kick, I will say, ladies and gents, oh ye of little faith and lack of confidence, you'll rue the day you snub me, for my talent is so immense. Watch me clear this red rubber sphere and send it right over the fence. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, all right. Probably set a school record. Probably make the school paper. And you know that red rubber ball that goes ponk? Well, you can buy it a plane ticket, baby, because it's taking a flight. That's right. You guys are gonna eat crow all night. The class says, hey, you're up, new kid. I say, oh yeah? Hurl Big Red toward me. Now swing this mighty leg of mine, and soon you chumps will see. But my visions of grandeur are shattered, to the amusement of the class. I tripped and flipped upon the ball and fell upon the asphalt. They rushed me to the clinic for aspirin. I got two. The nurse, she lovey-doved me and asked, what on earth did you do? I tried to sound heroic, but she knew it wasn't true. She said nothing seemed broken, but my pride was black and blue. I'm the new kid at school, filled with low self-esteem. Funny, I haven't moved up the order as a draft choice for a team. Everyone knows my lack of skills, and they refer to me by name as the last pick for the kickball game. As the last pick for the kickball game. You all wait till tomorrow's recess. So been down in Charlottesville since 2008. I'm a recovering Northern Virginian, the People's Republic, from the slums of McLean, just down the road here. Where they have the haves and the have-mores. But recently, since 2018, my folks have sold the place, and now they're down in Charlottesville at a retirement community. And I love coming up here, but it feels like an out-of-town gig. I don't have a bedroom to hit anymore or a place to crash. A lot of my friends have moved away. And it just bears less and less resemblance to the area that I grew up with, especially from the McLean area. And what can I say? But the trade-off of going to Charlottesville, I've never felt like I've traded off on too much, because everything you have 50 of up here, they have at least one down there, so I'm not left with too much want. My needs are pretty simple. When it comes to retail and so forth, when I first moved down there, the Seaville publication, they had two tabloids, and one particular issue said 10 things that would make Charlottesville great. And the writer put forth a list of 10 things. It was a Trader Joe's. Well, we finally got a Trader Joe's. A minor league baseball team. We finally got a minor league baseball team. Stadium seat movie theater. We got a movie theater. A Wegmans. We got a Wegmans. A strip bar. Still waiting for the strip bar. But maybe you can franchise down there, Raleigh. I know Raleigh's pole dance palace. No, we don't need that. Things are fine enough. That's right. But even in the area of grocery stores, we have our choices down there. And it took a little while to realize there's kind of a pecking order with grocery stores. Not all grocery stores are created the same. Not all grocery store shoppers are created the same. There's one store I wanted to go to, and you probably have them up here. And it's where I wanted to go because it seems like where all the beautiful people went. They come marching in with their grocery list in one hand and their yoga mat under the other, and it's just, this is where I belong. Look at that. They're misting the produce. The bananas are alphabetized. Everything's all neat, and the grocers are all wearing aprons, and there's one in every aisle eager to help you. And it's all cool, and it's all organic stuff. It's great till you get to the checkout. These 3 items came to that. My ego wants to be there, but my checkbook is pointing me down the road to another store. Yeah, those are my people. This might sound like a song sparking socioeconomic commentary and class warfare. And you'd be right. So enjoy. Last night on chat, I met a girl online. Tried to describe myself. I said, just imagine your favorite grocery store and what's up on their shelf. 'Cause I'm swipe left at Whole Foods, but I'm Food Lion pretty. We have a sliding scale of attractiveness in this feast or famine city. Can rub elbows with the jet set when the checkout's over fitty. I may be ugly at Whole Foods, but I'm Food Lion pretty. I'm a cleanup on aisle 6. I'm a price check at register 4. If the sign says under 10 items, then I'm the guy who will probably have more. On a good day, I'll return my card, and others I'll schlep from the door. With a dozen bags around my limbs for the rest of the day, I'm sore 'cause I'm swipe left at Whole Foods, but I'm Food Lion pretty. The gender don't shop where I shop, just a fact, it's not self-pity. Can't hang with the rich and famous when the checkout's over fitty. I may be ugly at Whole Foods, but I'm Food Lion pretty. I may be Harris Teeter poor, but I'm Aldi and Lidl wealthy. Can't afford high-end organic stuff, but I do my best to keep healthy. Never clipped a coupon in my whole life, I'm all about the unit price. And if the cashier laughs at my bad jokes, I go back to her line twice, 'cause I'm swipe left at Whole Foods, but I'm Food Lion pretty. Kroger and Giant are in between, so I've left them out of this ditty. The dainty shoppers find me droll, while the commoners think I'm witty. Maybe ugly at Whole Foods, but I'm Food Lion pretty. I grew up with Safeway and A&Ps and a couple of IGAs. They often had that funky smell when you crossed their entryway. I pestered Mom to buy me gum and candy in the checkout line. She'd roll her eyes at the bag boy and say, "It's nearly supper time," which meant no. But today, I'm the one who pays the bill. So I refer to myself this way. So tell me, mysterious girl online, what do you have to say? Is there a place in your heart and or cart for a discounted good like moi? But it appears this girl has just swiped left, so I guess her answer's, nah, I'm swipe left at Whole Foods, but I'm food lion pretty. We have a sliding scale of attractiveness in this feast or famine city. Can rub elbows with the jet set with the checkouts over 50. I may be ugly at Whole Foods, but I'm food lion pretty. I may be ugly at Whole Foods, but I'm food lion pretty. I'm food lion pretty. I'm food lion pretty. Pretty, pretty. Time for a little advertisement there. There in the Lab of Darkness, if you flip on the light, you'll find the Michael Clem Gift Emporium. For those who still listen to such formats, I do have CDs of the new album, and they're there for your consuming pleasure. And some other little tchotchke items. Here's some shirts. I got 2 bottles in here. Amber and Colleen. Colleen's kind of holding hers back. No, there you go. And that's the color of the shirt is amber. How fitting. I've gifted your daughter a shirt, but she's waiting for the wedding day. So excellent choice. You know, amber is the. I did. I had so many words. Amber is the new white. So, in addition to shirts, there's also hats. Who doesn't want a Michael Clem Circus Brawl trucker hat? Circus Brawl is the name of the new album there. Any color you want as long as it's orange or blue. This is Hokey Orange, by the way. That's the SPU color chart there. I'm pretty sure. So the only thing missing from my line of hats is a jingle. Do you think a jingle might be appropriate this time? Would you like to hear my hat jingle?
Yeah!
Like you have a choice. All right. This is called Hat. I take Venmo and PayPal. Those are part of the lyrics. At what stage of my playing career should I start wearing a hat? I caught the back of my head in the dressing room mirror. I thought, what the hell is that? A cute little circular flesh tone yarmulke. How did that get on my bean? Even my mom said my hair's falling out. Now that's just plain old mean. Now all my friends who balded young, I'm sure, are having a laugh. But at what stage of my playing career should I start wearing a hat? At what stage of my playing career should I start wearing a hat? And what hat? There's too many guys in the pork pies. Seems pretentiously sad. I can't take more of a tilted fedora. Reminds me of someone's granddad. Maybe a boater will get my vote for something that nobody wears. Or a tux with tail and collapsible top hat, just like Fred Astaire. Or I could go full on stovepipe, but everyone would call me Lincoln. But they'd be floored if I sport a mortarboard, impressed that I'm a grad who's still thinking. Or a French beret would make me happy and gay, but everyone would call me a mime. Or a bowler may exude some luxury, but I look just like the Clockwork Orange guy. Nope. At what stage of my playing career should I start wearing a hat? I caught the back of my head in the barber's chair. Can he comb over that? A cute little circular flesh tone yarmulke gave my barber a yuck. He said, "Don't worry, Mike, nobody could tell." Then he took my $30. Now all my friends who balded young, I'm sure, are having a laugh. But at what stage of my playing career should I start wearing a hat? At what stage of my playing career should I start wearing a hat? And what hat? A Stetson looks weird on an East Coast fella, about as wrong as a rose that ain't yellow. A pith helmet's really for safari folks, and a fez is just a setup for bad Shriner jokes. A guy on the mall might sell me an Ushanka, but give him views on Russia, I'd just say no thank you. I even wore Sherlock Deerstalker once, but I'm more suited for the cap of the dunce. AARP ushers in the stage for ball caps backwards, battling old age. It's sad to hide a scalp and search for a bucket, but you know what I think? I just say forget it. 'Cause who am I thinking as I whinge and whine? I count all my blessings, I'm doing just fine. Maybe these changes are all a sign, perhaps even divine. And this little spot of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little spot of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bald spot of mine, it's part of God's design. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let my little spot shine. So, at no point of my playing career will I start wearing a hat. I caught the back of my head in the O'Reilly's mirror. There ain't nothing wrong with that. A cute little beanie might need a propeller, whatever those things are called. So my name is Mike, and I'm a hairaholic, and friends, I'm going bald. I got gray hair growing out my nose and ears. Please feel free to laugh, but at no point of my playing career will I start wearing a hat. At no point of my playing career will I start wearing a hat. Not a sombrero, nor a Scottish tam, nor a conquistador helmet, 'cause I like who I am. Jingle! Jingle. Just, you guys got the stamina when you're keisters for a couple more? Just maybe 3 or so? How we doing, Raleigh?
I'm here all night.
No, I do too. You know, and I'm not particularly married to this set list. I mean, any first-time listeners of Michael Clem out there? First-time listeners? Any last-time listeners of Michael Clem out there? All right. Well, this is also off of the new CD, and thank you to all of you who not just brought the food, but whoever brought the desserts. My shows always go much better with a good dessert table, and tonight I was not disappointed. There was one dessert missing, and that's okay. It's kind of a seasonal one that meets with some controversy, not so much how it's made or how it's presented, but how it's pronounced. So I'll let you figure out the rest in this song. Any fans of Bonanza, Big Valley, Gunsmoke, the old westerns? That's kind of informs this next song. How about Policewoman? Blossom? Okay. You get a chance to sing along. Here's your part. Sing along. There you go. Awesome. Well, history has many war of words. Some have started just because of words, not for definitions as they're read, but simply how they are pronounced and said. Take, for instance, sweet pies made from nuts. Not to do with how these pies are cut, but how the nut name comes from someone's mouth. It's different in the North than in the South. This nut is spelled P-E-C-A-N. I say let's bring this conflict to an end. Don't say pecan or pecan, it's peckin'. That's what I reckon. Let's call it peckin'. Let's end Thanksgiving wars and all home wreckin'. It's not redneckin'. When you say peckin', it's not redneckin'. When you say peckin', ha ha. Here's your part. Nice. Well, seeing town names off I-81. This Yankee can't pronounce a single one. Exit 222, I get some gas. I say the town, but I'm corrected fast. They must be joking, that don't make no sense. I say let's cut out all this rude pretense. Don't say Stanton or Staunton, call it Staintown. Such a plain town, let's call it Staintown. Don't tell locals or havoc will rain down. Such a plain town, let's go with Staintown. Some say tomato, some say tomato, but don't call the whole thing all. Some say potato, some say potato. Let's all have a laugh. Woo! You guys. Nice. Oh, let's have peckin' pie tonight in Staintown. We'll take a train down for pie in Staintown. I'll eat so much peckin', hope it stays down. Glory and praise bound for pie in Staintown. When you are in Staintown, please say peckin'. I'm just checking that you say peckin'. Oh, call me nuts, but I love pies with peckin'. Not in your peckins, but Staintown peckins. Not in your peckins, but Staintown peckin'. Bum, 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 bum. Well, I'm going to wrap it up with two here, and both have to do with the king of rock and roll, Mr. Elvis Presley. One song is about the king, the other is by the king. First is a song that's off of that EP I did during the pandemic shutdown, the Keep My Sanity project. My buddy Rusty Spidell came over and it was a home recording. And this is one of the 5 songs on there. It's not here tonight, but all my stuff is out in outer space where the kids are listening, internet, you know, the ones in the zeros. Tell them where to log in, actually. Help me out there. And all my stuff's there. And please, at the very least, do keep in touch. I got a YouTube channel where I put all these songs on. Everything I play on a Monday night, I upload with the first performances of a lot of songs, warts and all. I'm not proud at my stage in my career. And my Facebook music page. Love to keep in touch with you guys. So that's there. And this is on the EP, and again, you can find it wherever streaming is done. And it has to do with right before the shutdown, I had the great pleasure for the first time of going to Graceland. Anyone been to Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee before? Well, this is going to be a long 3 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, I'll try and play it really fast. No, it was worthwhile. I didn't realize how much I wanted to go until I finally got there, because my ex-wife, my son, are in England with her daughter from the second marriage, who's now my goddaughter. They came over with Elvis fever. They just caught the Elvis bug in England and wanted to come over and make that pilgrimage. Just said, well, you ain't going without me. So I had this family vacation I hadn't had for 20 years, and it was a real joy. The 4 of us in the car is heading west with a stop in Nashville and Memphis. We even went down to Tupelo, Mississippi. Elvis's birthplace, went to the hardware store where he got his first guitar, and it's still there. It's still a functioning hardware store, but a lot of tourists like ourselves descend upon it, and they love having guests. But back to Memphis. It's a cool town. You know, Eddie from Ohio, we drove through, but we never had any gigs in Memphis. It gets a bum rap, but I really liked it. Especially, we went during the day. I went to Beale Street in the morning when no one was there. It's a pretty cool way to see it. Did a riverboat tour, saw the Peabody Hotel with the Ducks, got some ribs, got some good barbecue, saw the Lorraine Motel where MLK was shot, the Civil War Museum. Lots of great things to take in. But there's Graceland. And we did the tour of Graceland, stayed at the 5-star Graceland Hotel down the road, and did the tour with the headset, and learned a lot of things about Elvis I never knew. I knew about his music, knew about his movies, but I never realized what a loving father he was. His little Lisa Marie, there wasn't anything he wouldn't do for her. And in the tour, we learned that one time as a little toddler, she just said, "Oh, Dad, I've never seen snow before." And shot him that look. They went, "Well, we got to go." And they got in the Lisa Marie jet, flew to Colorado, got off the tarmac, scooped up some snow, and flew home. So that's what he would do to spoil her rotten. And so I wrote this song, kind of a tribute to him and her. And it was just this last year. I was playing it at a show, ended the show with this song, and then came back to the news that she passed away. So I sing this as a tribute to both of them now, in memoriam. It's called Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie sat on my knee, told me that she never seen snow. I said, gee, Lisa Marie, a little child, we gotta go. We gotta get fuel up the jet with a tails and TCB. Gonna get away out of Memphis today, just me and Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie sat next to me, she said they'd never been to the zoo. I know the best way in out west, and we'll see an aquarium too. There's no delaying, fuel up the plane with the tails and TCB. Gonna get a flight out of Memphis tonight, just me and Lisa Marie. Oh, Lisa Marie, honey, we gotta go. Oh, Lisa Marie, we're gonna see some snow. Oh, Lisa Marie, there's something I wanna do. I may be the king of a rock and roll, but I'm forever a servant to you. Lisa Marie, she's only 3. She said she wants an ice cream cone, just like the swirly kind of Coney Island I'd like to count it home. On our trajectory in that direction, we're gonna head to NYC. You only get a flight out of Memphis, alright, just me and Lisa Marie. Oh, Lisa Marie, honey, we gotta go. Oh, Lisa Marie, we'll see a Broadway show. Oh, Lisa Marie, there's nothing I wanna do. I may be the king of a rock and roll, but I'm forever a servant to you. Chuck, Elvis. Chuck, Elvis. Lisa Marie, loving on me, a kissing and a hugging me tight, making me the luckiest that I know at Graceland all on a flight. Just say when, we'll do it again. Your wish is my command. Just let me know where you wanna go, and I'll tell the pilot where to land. Oh, Lisa Marie, honey, we gotta go. Oh, Lisa Marie, you know I'll never say no. Oh, Lisa Marie, there's nothing I wanna do. I may be the king of a rock and roll, but I'm forever a servant to you. I may be the king of a rock and roll, but I'm forever a servant to you. I may be the king of a rock and roll, no need to give back the heart you stole. You say when I say let's roll, I'm forever a servant to you. Thank you. All right, I'm going to leave you with this one just to try to somehow prove to you I have a romantic side. One by Elvis. It's going to be tough to top the version I just did of this yesterday. No dissing, guys, because this is really an extraordinary experience as an artist, and I can see why all my contemporaries want to play here. It's the Carnegie Hall of Haymarket. Let's be honest. Give it up for Raleigh and Amber. Yeah. Put me in queue for the next show, please. Right behind Will Kimbrough, Ted Garber, and everybody else. Maybe after those two, kick the rest out and make room for me. Would you guys come back if I did? Because that sounded really lukewarm. You guys are going to pump me up all the way to Opal. Then I'll have to switch driving with Colleen, I think, after that. Take it from here. I'm only so inspired. Colleen, you drive the rest of the way. They don't want to see me back in Haymarket. Well, I've enjoyed this one and only appearance here. This has been great. I'm just going to go leave my guitar here, grab a dessert, and leave in shame. No, it's going to be tough to top yesterday because one thing I do in Charlottesville, because I can, and someone asked me to, is playing some of the senior centers and sometimes memory units. And there was a time I used to look down my nose at that, like, oh God, this is where my career has come. And boy, was I ever wrong. It's just one of the more rewarding things to play for some people and you don't think you're connecting with them. And they're kind of looking like this, and they haven't had a visitor for a while. There's drool coming out of their mouth, and they look like they're falling asleep. And all of a sudden, their lips start moving to the familiar song you're singing, and you realize you're connecting. And I can't get through a song sometimes because it just moves me to tears. And I had a bunch of that yesterday. I was definitely connecting with this one woman. I mean, her eyes were just fixed on. She was my favorite focal point of the whole place. She looked at me, and she didn't even know the song. She was mouthing along. I thought I was going to have some large underwear thrown at me on stage. I was waiting. And she told me her name was Lucille. And I played it, Kenny Rogers, Lucille, and she seemed to like that. And it was right about this point, I finished the show with these same last two songs, and right before Lisa Marie, I started getting up like, oh, okay, this is the terminus. This is where she's had enough. She's going to go back to her room or needs a changing or something like that. And she gets up. And, okay, so I've lost my favorite focal point. I'll just play to everybody else. It was a nice full lounge there. But then she turns toward me. She starts getting closer and closer. And she wants to dance with me. And she was dancing with me all during Lisa Marie. And I just said, oh, yeah? All right, then. I'm bringing it. And I just locked on her, played, did all the Elvis dancing and everything. And then I did this song. And it was a slow dance. It's one of the best slow dances I ever had. Had I not been wearing a guitar, I would have held her. And you guys are welcome to sing along. I know you know it. I know Colleen knows it. Happy Valentine's Day. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Oh, like a river flows surely to the sea, where's darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. If I can't help falling in love with you. Let's do that bridge again. Oh, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. If I can't help falling in love with you, if I can't help falling in love with you. Thank you, O'Reilly's. Wonderful. Nice singing.